I got a request for a process video, so here we go. Let's do this. Calvin and Hobbes in the background, because that was my reference. I ended up not using it because I wanted to do a Tavern Dance vibe. They started as tavern buddies. They didn't want to party until they didn't remember what they did, so they were drinking buddies together, and that's kind of how they became besties. And, you know, Raph loves dancing, got her involved. Feelings, we love to see it. Usually I just take it to this level. I hate doing line art, so I will just clean up my sketch nicely or do a minimal sketch so then I can color it and just call that a day. But for you, I'm doing line art because I love you. I use this grainy brush that I'm going to use for the coloring as well. Typically, I like to have everything kind of feel the same, so grainy brush, grainy line art, grainy paint. While I go through and do the line art, I adjust everything, make sure things are my computer crashed, so that was what that was. I just did like Raph's sausage fingers. I had to make I redid a bunch because I just wasn't happy with it. And then like thinking of the physicality of his armor, like how does it go on? How does it attach? Why did I give him armor? Because he needs it and he'd wear it, but it sucks to draw. Making sure he has little pads on the bottom of his feet. And then I use the lasso tool to go in and block in the color. Usually I will do like the skin tone and I'll work up from there. So like skin, clothing, accessories, kind of like mentally thinking of how everything lays on top of each other. Like I just did Birdie's blush with that grainy brush. That chainmail she wears was actually a chainmail shirt that Raph started the adventure with, that he adjusted so it would be her size because she needed armor. And he got himself fancy plate mail. We're looking so good. You'll see me doing, like, I went in and kind of did the shadows, and she flashes a bit because I'm adjusting the colors, trying to decide how I want this piece to look. He has a little bit more details because I have to do all the scales. And the armor, I made him have big chunky armor because I need to learn how to draw big chunky armor, and it still sucks to draw. His body language is like tighter. He's a little bit like more shrunken than she is. She's more open because he's bigger and kind of keeps to himself more compared to her. He's also the better dancer, so he'd have more control, which is why his legs are bent versus she's just kind of flailing. Going through adding the shadow, I wasn't happy with the shadow, so you'll see I'll go in multiple times and just keep layering and layering and layering. Doing some highlights. I will go back and at this point I'll go back and adjust the line art if I feel like it. Everything's kind of fluid. Everything I just kind of build upon until I like it. I gave him a blue ribbon on his wrist and she has a gold hairpin. Very cute, very, very romantical maybe even. I wasn't happy with the shadow, so I went back in again, do more shadow, lasso tool, BFF. I adjust everything a ton. I delete things, I redo things. You'll see I'll give them like, it's all the way to this point, but I'll go back, I'll give them blushies on their face. Yeah, like right there, because they're supposed to be drunk. Woohoo, we love that. Key takeaways. I am a trained animator, so a lot of the time I use like a very limited color palette because I'm trying to think of how they would, like what their palette would be if I were to animate them. I've only started recently using references and my art has improved incredibly. For this, I technically didn't use one, but for other art, I usually do. I hated using references, but oh my goodness, it looks so much better. If there are any other tutorials or processes, I know this was really quick. This took, in real time, about 4 hours to complete. Yummy, we love it. But obviously I've had to condense 4 hours to 4 minutes, so it goes very quickly. So if there's any questions, comments, things you want to see, leave a comment, let me know. I'll try to do it. We'll see. I love you.